Like damn, she wanna afford to touch me. I say I want it, and she got it.
What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. AEW done goofed. This show was absolutely pathetic. Tony Khan and company should be ashamed of themselves. Absolutely pathetic. Oh my God. This show was a total nothing burger, a total waste of time. All we got was just video packages, matches, backstage promos. That's all we got. Oh my God. No angles, no nothing. I feel so bad for AEW. So bad. And Wembley is next week. Wembley is literally next Sunday. It's an absolute shame. I don't even know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say. I don't. I'm just at a loss for words. I really am. And Shane McMahon, if he comes to AEW, he's not going to be able to help out Tony Khan. I have no idea. I have no idea what AEW is going to do. But I've said it for months now, for months on end. If Tony Khan is not removed from AEW, he will be the death of AEW. And that's just facts. And this show is proof. This show is proof. Let's just go ahead and get into this miserable show. Because that's what it was. That's what it was. So, AEW Dynamite from August the 14th, 2024. A total disaster of a show. So we kicked the show off with a match. The first match of the night. Mercedes Moné. She defeated Hikaru Shida. So post-match, Britt Baker came out and she tried to get Mercedes in a lockjaw, but to no avail because Camille got in the way. So this is fine. I like Hikaru Shida, but what do you do with her going forward? Just put her on Collision or whatever. Actually, no, you know what? Hikaru Shida, I wouldn't mind seeing her in WWE, mainly NXT, or you could put her in TNA, but she needs to get out of AEW. She has really done nothing. I know they mentioned on commentary that she's beaten Britt Baker twice, and Britt Baker's beaten her twice, so they have to settle that feud. But that's not important. You can do that on like a random episode of Collision or even Dynamite. It's not that important. Shida hasn't meant anything to AEW in quite some time, so her just getting this shot at the TBS Championship, it meant nothing. It's just something for Mercedes to do and to pad her win-loss record. So who cares? I don't give a shit about any of this. Moving on. So we then proceed to have another match. Yes, another match. So, Hangman Adam Page, he defeated Jay Lethal via the buckshot lariat for the 1, 2, 3. Who cares? I'm not really concerned about any of this. I got a feeling that Hangman Adam Page will probably, more than likely, have an open challenge. He'll probably come out next week in Cardiff and he'll probably want an open challenge, and that's how we get him versus Ricochet at Wembley. So that's where I see all this going. Moving right along. So we get a video package between Will Ospreay and MJF. So MJF, he defeated some guy at a recent Rev Pro event not too long ago. So Will Ospreay, he showed up and everything else and cleared house. So that was all we got. We just got a video package about, both guys and everything else. It was useless. They could have just saved this for the go home show. Well, no, for the pay-per-view actually. That would have been a really good pay-per-view video package. That's what they should have saved that for. They're not going to show up because they're going to have a face-to-face next week. Who cares? You should have continued the face-to-face stuff. I don't fucking know. Moving right along. Pac, he's backstage. He addresses being the real number one contender to the American Championship held by MJF despite getting the match at All In, before stating that he'll face whoever leaves Wembley Stadium as champion at All Out, in the same building where he defeated Kenny Omega 5 years ago. Okay, cool. Who really cares, because it's not that important. Pac is another guy. I think it's time for him to go. He's another guy who's going down the card. So I think he needs to go to TNA or go to New Japan. But Pac is not going to be the guy in AEW. He's just not. He's been there 5 years. He spent most of those 5 years being injured. So, yeah. But Pac just needs to go to either TNA or try to go back to WWE. I think he would be fine in the mid-card for Raw or SmackDown, or you can even put him back in NXT and be fine that way. But that's what I would do with Pac. Moving on. So, we get another video package involving Darby Allin and Jack Perry. So, Darby was making his way out to ringside, and then he's attacked by Jack Perry from behind. So, Jack Perry, him and Darby, they have a little fight, which leads to them backstage. And so, they're in the parking garage, and Jack Perry has Darby Allin under the garage door. He's about to use the production crate to crush Darby Allin. However, security stops Jack Perry, and then Jack Perry tells Darby Allin that it's going to be him and Darby at Wembley in a coffin match. Who gives a fuck? You could have literally, my bad. You could have literally done this shit on fucking Dynamite or Rampage. Dynamite or Collision. It doesn't matter. Again, a lot of these matches just seem like stuff that you would put on a regular Dynamite or Collision. They don't feel like must-see matches. I don't get it. I don't. Moving on. What was good was the quote-unquote film by Mariah May. That's going to air next week. Mariah May begins to run down Toni Storm about the mistake, stating it's all about Mariah, and that was Toni's biggest mistake, was living at the same time as Mariah May. She talks about moving on once this is all over. Before making one last statement, we're going to die. I just get to write your eulogy. Nice. I love that line. That was great. What was also good was Mina Shirakawa. So she showed up. She gave her thoughts about the situation. So Mina says that she's shaken and heartbroken by all of this, but hoping that no one gets seriously hurt. So this is pretty good. I actually enjoyed this. Moving right along, what I did not enjoy was this stupid ass casino gauntlet match. Who cares? It involved Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly. Orange Cassidy wins. He did a crucifix roll up on Kyle O'Reilly. Who gives a shit? Fuck all this shit. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Moving on. So Renee Paquette, she's backstage with Claudio Castagnoli and Kazuchika Okada for a face-to-face ahead of their match for the Continental Championship. So Claudio talked about his unsuccessful run in the Continental Classic last year and what it means to get this opportunity. So Okada begins to mock Claudio, talking up his own tournament accolades before promising to beat Claudio to retain the title. He says he'll continue to be champion going into this year's Continental Classic, mocking Claudio once more, and then he calls him a bitch, that being Okada. So Claudio says he hopes that he doesn't face this version of Okada next week. He wants to face the man who's main evented at the Tokyo Dome, the real Rainmaker, before making a statement next week in Wales. He'll be Okada's number one problem, and he calls Okada a bitch. Okay, that's fine. Who really cares, though? Moving on. So, Christian Cage, he's out next with the Patriarchy. And he basically says that he's going to be taking on both teams at Wembley Stadium. Who cares? Who gives a shit? And Nick Wayne will be taking on Kip Sabian on Rampage. Okay? Who gives a damn? Fuck this. Moving on. So, Hook is back. He said that he wants a shot at the FTW Championship. So, Chris Jericho comes out. He has a couple of caveats that Hook must follow. He's got a couple of stipulations for him. He's got some caveats. So he says caveat number one is next week in Wales, Hook must face W. Morrissey, aka Big Bill. And then Hook says, Jericho also says that this is the last shot at the title if Hook loses. And he walks away from the Learning Tree and the Jericho Vortex forever. Okay, that's cool. So Hook basically agrees, and he's going to tear both Jericho and Big Bill from them to limb, and then he uses Jericho's catchphrase. Who cares? I don't give a shit about any of this. Moving on. So the Young Bucks and the Young Bucks, they defeated the Acclaimed with the help of FTR. So who they run down. Dax hits one of the one of the members of the Acclaimed. I believe it was Max Caster. So that caused Christopher Daniels to make a match for Collision, which is going to be FTR versus the Acclaimed. The winner of that will face the Young Bucks. Who gives a shit? Fuck this. Moving on, this leads us into the main event of the evening. Swerve Strickland defeats Wheeler Yuta. Okay, who cares? I don't give a shit about this. So, that's it. And then post-match, Swerve beat the shit out of Wheeler Yuta, which was great. So that was it. That was AEW. Who cares? AEW needs some help. Quick, fast, in a hurry. I have no idea what they can do. At this point, I don't give a fuck. I just want AEW to get better. This show was a disaster. But what did you guys think of Dynamite? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.